Hey everybody, we're talking the Roots remake and Prince's autopsy report and a lot more on Black Hollywood Lives this week.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live this week.
Oh, we're going to smooth it out with a little soulful R&B right now.
Hey.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Black Hollywood Live this week. We changed it up a little bit. You know, we usually play We Are Family, but we wanted to chill into it today. But our boy Major, who's here with us today, this is his track right now.
Yeah.
I'm feeling this, man.
Featuring Kevin McCall on the talk box.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah.
We got the little head bobs right now going.
Hey.
I was waiting for you to sing with it, man.
I know.
Gotta keep it on.
All right, that's how we intro the show. What's up, everybody? I got DJ Jesse J with me joining.
What's up?
And also Courtney Stewart.
What's up, y'all?
We got a great show for you today. And of course, as I mentioned, our guest today is the recording artist. If you don't know him, you will know him soon. Mr. Major in the house right now.
Hey, what's happening, Black Hollywood Live?
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Great
having me.
engineering and mixing.
I'm feeling this
I'm
track.
hearing the music.
Well, I mean, only the best. Only the best.
Wonderful.
It's like candy for my ears.
It's that BOE Global.
Right, this is the joint you can either have in your car, you could be in the house chilling with friends, you could be cleaning the house.
That's right. Keep
Trying to be in
on,
the mood.
you know, the cookout, you know, everybody. You know,
Everybody.
Let's just do this, you know. Pre-game setup. It's
Pre-game
perfect for pregame.
setup.
Remember pre-game?
I do.
College life? College days.
Yeah.
I miss those days.
Yeah, college.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, college. Well, we're going to get more into Major and... That's funny, Jesse.
School of Hard Knocks, I get it.
That's right, from Boston. We're going to get more into Major's music and get some questions asked to him a little bit later in the show. But first, we're going to go through some fun hot topics for the week.
Let's go.
We're going to start off with DJ Jesse J.
Boom, Alicia Keys, hashtag no makeup. I don't know if you guys saw this.
Yeah.
Trending on social media, but
killing it.
or even noticed a lot of the
did,
pictures coming out of Alicia Keys' new project. But basically, she's doing this thing, no makeup promo. So she said, I was getting ready to go to a photo shoot for the new project, and I was looking a hot mess. I just came from the gym, had a scarf wrapped around me, a hoodie, a baseball hat, no makeup on. I was running inside, and the photographer, Paola, she was like, I mean, I couldn't stop and say no to her. Her name was Paola.
Yeah.
She was like, I need to take a picture of you right here like this. And she was like, girl, I look crazy.
Yeah.
She was like, no, this is the look. This is the sound of the album. I sat and I listened to it. She was like, this is the look here. It's so empowering.
Wow.
Alicia was like, I mean, okay. So she let her take a couple. She was like, well, what are we going to do for a background? She said, nothing, just a white background. So she takes these pictures of her. And as you can see, it was this one. There's also another one with her hair really big going
She's
around.
beautiful.
With freckles. And so she said, you know what, I'm gonna keep with this. And the reason being, she said, is as I'm sitting here working on my project, I realized that a lot of my songs are about how we have to wear a mask and taking that mask down. And she said, I'm just so sick of women having to be
put on to get on.
brainwashed.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, I saw this commercial for Maybelline. And she said, I woke up, and no shade on Maybelline, she said, but I woke up one morning, I said, maybe I don't have to conceal my face. She said, is it me or is it the makeup? And what am I saying to these young girls if I grew up my whole life understanding that pain, and then here I am now capitalizing off of that pain, but then masking myself? She said, so I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to, you know, be my own way. What are y'all thinking?
I mean, I feel it. I mean, obviously, she's a beautiful woman with or without makeup, but I feel the message that she's given to young women. I mean, you know, I think that we're in a time right now where that's even more accepted. I mean, we see what happens with How to Get Away with Murder and Viola Davis, the way that Shonda Rhimes expresses her without her makeup on, and like glammed up.
Those crack scenes. Those crack scenes not everywhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
that's rough.
That's
audacity.
That's audacity.
And that paycheck.
And a paycheck. But I think that is, I think, you know, I appreciate women trying to teach the young girls these type of things now.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, obviously, you know, it's a different kind of scale and perspective on men versus women and growing up. So, you know, I applaud her.
I applaud it. I mean, you know, she's still Alicia Keys, a beautiful.
I mean, she's
so
just, not everybody can look that good without makeup.
Look like that without
you know,
makeup.
You know.
But that's kind of the double-edged sword of it, because it's like, yeah, girl, you look fantastic and even and all wonderful without your makeup, but everybody's life ain't like that.
Right. Some people had some experiences where some
scars,
they have battle scars.
You know,
I'm like, have you seen these golf holes on my nose?
Oh, there it is.
You said golf
I don't see-
balls,
you said
honey. I don't see
pores,
golf
got it.
balls. But see, but it's funny because we were talking about the story. I was actually going to try to come and not have no makeup on. But
I can see beneath your beautiful that you are beautiful.
I've seen you without makeup on, Corey. You look the same.
well, yeah, but it's funny that this story comes up though because there's an insecurity because like I was telling Jesse earlier this week, like I'm on a new workout program, right? So all of a sudden I'm breaking out because I have like hair
There's a
grease,
sweat.
Everything's coming out of your pores.
and I never have like broken out skin. So like, and when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I read that Alicia Keys story, I was like, get it, girl, yes. And I got up today and I was like getting ready. I was like, nah, but you can't do it, not today.
Right.
Put it on. Where's the cover, girl? Like, give me the Maybelline. But it's funny because you never like for women. It's a pain in the butt because and then I sit here like I don't want to put makeup on just to go outside and sweat. Come in here and do a show.
But more than anything, I think the statement is makeup or no makeup. It doesn't define you.
It doesn't.
You know, what defines you is you owning the superpower that is your distinction, and however that's radiated, be it an enhancement with the little application, or you just going as is because you're beautiful. I can tell. I see your structure. That's not that. What they say, contour. Yeah, that.
She got that.
You don't have a concert on your face, so I can understand that. That's pretty
Wait,
awesome.
did you say you don't have a concert? And then
Contour.
I was like, concert. I was like, oh, yeah, we remixed it a little
There
bit.
it is.
My thing is with the visuals, here's what I need, Alicia. Stop. Okay, the first video is black and white. That's cute. It's artsy. But the thing is, you can't be no makeup in black and white because when I be looking rough, the first filter I go to is the black and white one because it'll make you look real cute.
Yeah.
So in the next video,
let's see you in HD in color, like showing,
You know what I mean?
You know, the real differences that lighting can't hide.
Oh.
What do you think she's saying in this
color.
picture?
I'm trying to tie my shoe and you caught me.
Yeah. She's like, now,
that was a really PG
here?
version.
right here, like this.
She looking like, you got this.
I like the other one that was.
It almost kind of makes me think she's saying, you sure? You sure
Yeah.
about this?
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't sure because one of her quotes was actually she was talking about how when the girl said to her like we need to take you like this, she was like, yeah, I was going for natural, but like not this.
This natural.
And it made me laugh because I was like, that's so much of what we have out there when we think it's like the natural look.
Right,
It is so much makeup.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we have no idea. So it was
this is
funny that
raw.
she-
It's not
that's
natural. It's raw.
Like, yes.
I almost feel like they caught her right before she was about to give a real pose. Like
Yeah.
she's in the process of trying to be give a sexy pose.
Yeah.
And it
And it's
caught her right
there.
before. It's like right on the cusp of the sexiness.
Here am I.
It's from her the video that she did, so it probably just got a start.
So we'll call that meantime.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And they say the average girl starts wearing makeup at like 10, 11 years old.
Nowadays, I couldn't wear no
Yeah.
makeup till I was 18.
My sister wasn't
My
allowed to wear
daddy
makeup
was
until she
evil.
was 16.
Yeah, my sister wasn't either, but I mean, these young girls,
These
they're
days.
doing it like it's
yeah.
way
Because
before
they on
10.
Instagram, like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Right,
my
you
friends
heard
got
about that.
pictures, like lip glossing it up.
And it's so easy for these parents to just pacify their kids because the girl will be like, I want that. Okay, here's some lipstick.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
just to pacify
Yeah.
with some lipstick,
Yeah.
like,
That's true.
buy them a lollipop.
I don't know. You might not want the lollipop.
No lollipop.
That
That's
insinuates
sick
other
as this
things.
world is.
Yeah.
Lollipops.
That's gonna be. They'll be thinking she's sexy at
Then
9.
give us some
eating the
now
lollipop.
later. Okay?
Yeah, no, it's
Give us
true.
some now
You don't want
Forget
nothing
Lil
oral.
Wayne.
Nothing
Jolly
oral.
Ranchers.
Nothing oral.
Chris Brown's kid couldn't wear a tutu without Chris Brown being like, she's over sexualized.
It wasn't
Yeah.
the
I'm like,
tutu, it
girl,
was the pose.
first of all,
That
why are
girl
you
was
looking at your
crawling across
daughter
the
like
floor.
that?
No, because people look at her like that, and he, as a dad, should be aware. Like, we are sexualizing
I'm not
kids.
mad at him for being protective, but don't do it on social media.
Instagram,
Have a
exactly.
conversation with your
Baby mama.
Don't trash
co-parent,
him up, right.
and and behind the scenes, because what you do is you bring light to it, and that's what people are going to target.
Right.
Oftentimes
That's true.
we don't think of that stuff until somebody brings
says
it
it.
up.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm gonna check that next music video you got coming out, see how those women are dressing.
Keep On has quite.
See if that
Which is
makeup
also-
stays
Keep
off.
On may have one supernatural. Well, but Why I Love You, she was pretty natural, right? The Why I Love You video, she was Judy Blair. Okay.
Look, he
Keep
trying
on.
to
Just
start
keep on. Let's
safety
go.
campaign,
Go to the
man.
next.
Right.
Speaking of
Stop it.
safety, y'all, you may want to watch out if you go to the zoo because we've
Yeah.
all heard about this damn gorilla, y'all.
Poor
Crazy.
guy. Poor gorilla.
Poor gorilla. Here's the thing.
Harambe.
Miss Kim O'Connor, we've all heard the story. So obviously the 3-year-old fell into the thing, the gorilla tossing him around and whatnot. But Kim O'Connor is the woman who caught the video. And she's come out to say, because Twitter went ham on the parents, like,
They did.
who are these parents allowing this kid? And Kim was sitting here like, I saw the whole thing. She said, I would have shot the gorilla too. She was like, no one knows what happened. We were sitting there. All of a sudden, the kid slipped. He fell into the part. So apparently, the way that it's set up is that kids can go into the section with a zookeeper, and it's safe from the gorillas, but you can be closer to the gorillas. The kid slipped. He fell in. The mom was like, yeah, the kid can go. And Kim said, if I was to still take my kids to this, I would still let my kids do that. It was a freak accident. The kid fell down. She said, and what made it worse, that the gorilla started acting crazy, is that people started screaming.
Yeah, and they feed off of the energy,
Excitement.
too, the excitement.
And I guess right before she started filming, a man was going to jump down into the gorilla pit.
Yeah.
And the gorilla, that's when the gorilla started dragging him because he saw that someone was going to do that.
Yeah.
And so they said, I mean, really the only thing to do, look, she said the boy was only going to have minutes left. Yeah. And she said, and I can honestly, truly say that that boy was not going to be live after a few more minutes.
Well, did you see, like, it was crazy because one video showed where the gorilla, it looked like a protective, you know, it was like, I'm protecting you. But I saw another video, the way he dragged.
Wait, his whole facial
That's like how my young used to drag me when I did some bad shit.
Listen, part two, I saw part two. That Joker drugged that sucker so fast, I said, I was like, shoot that sucker, take him out. Like, because it was no way that he was going, and
it's an endangered species. I get it, like all you animal people out there. But this is a human being's life.
Well, here's the thing. They had shot it with a tranquilizer.
No, they couldn't shoot him with a tranquilizer.
Because it would take too long for the
I thought they said they had shot it.
But that was the question. People are like, if it were a kid of a different race, we won't say which race it is, would they have tried the tranquilizer first just to see if it worked? Because that time they gave no thought to shooting it because they were just like, yo, this tranquilizer is going to take too long. Shoot him.
Right.
I'm sorry, but generally what I've seen is a tranquilizer. It mouths the manner of the the animal. It calms it down. I don't see a gorilla getting a tranquilizer and still dragging him the way that they did.
He might. They had a concern though that because if they shoot him, he's going to react initially out of anger because he's been shot, and he could have fallen over on the kid. It was in a moat, so he could have fallen on the kid and drowned the kid.
What blew my mind is how chill the kid was. Like, this kid really was just singing like, even after he got drinking.
I saw part two.
Really?
He was screaming.
Part two, he was screaming.
That kid just sat up like
that. No, because he was.
Bitch, I've been in shock before. This is me in shock.
Have you been?
Listen, I'd have thanked Dad like a mother. I'd be like,
okay, passed out, honey. I've been jumped before, boo.
No,
and
but
guess what?
This is what I heard. I heard that the mother.
Possum, you played
the mother
that.
initially. I heard that the mother initially said, "No, you cannot. We'll do it later. We'll not right now. We'll do it later. No, you cannot."
And he climbed.
The kid climbed. And then when he climbed, he fell 12 feet. Now, us growing up in certain neighborhoods, I won't just call it the hood, but neighborhoods.
I like the way you pronunciate hood.
Yes. And so when we grow up in neighborhoods, we've learned when you say don't play with fire, when you get burned, you then realize don't play with no fire. So I hope that this is a lesson to every kid that was at the zoo.
Boy.
When you are told, no, you cannot play with gorilla, don't play with gorilla because you'll get dragged across the river.
I wish people would listen to things like that, but
they won't.
It started with a listening.
It starts with listening. But also the zoos, like I get that like we're trying to do this whole like we want to make it as clear of a view as possible to the animals. And it's clear but I don't think we go far enough to block it off. Like, you don't need that clear of a view, put a TV and hang it outside from inside. Because if a kid that small can slip away and fall through, like, there's a problem.
Yeah, and there's a reason why we don't cohabitate with this type of wildlife on a regular, because obviously these things don't mix unless they grew up together. I mean, this is a Jungle Book. Exactly. Maybe that's what the kid thought it was.
He probably saw Jungle Book.
Just saw Jungle Book.
I want to be like you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
He was 3.
But that's why I don't go to zoos no more. Because San Diego Zoo. No, San Diego Zoo just a couple years ago had there were some stupid teenagers that were taunting. I think it was a cheetah or some kind of cat.
It was.
And the cat figured out how to get out of the enclosure and hunted them through the park and killed them. So I was like, wait a second. If it's possible,
what?
Because animals,
play with fire,
they're still wild animals.
They're wild animals.
Wait a minute.
They're still wild animals.
The cat hunted them
because he hunted them through the park and found them.
bitch,
And
you
I
gonna
was
have me
like,
in my
I can't.
bedroom for days.
I won't be at a zoo again.
Yeah, I just, you know, I don't
watch it on
personally
National
like zoos.
Geographic.
I don't know if I'm allowed to go back to the San Diego Zoo
I'm
because I
never
was
going.
kicked out.
Yeah,
I killed
They got
because
your
you were
picture on the
acting
wall?
up.
Yeah, I
you
killed
killed
him.
one of the
You
butterflies.
killed something?
I killed a beetle. It was in this part where you walk in and like they have all the butterflies and bugs
Yeah, and
randomly
they
around.
follow
So my
you.
mom, one had gone on my back. My mom thought it was funny. She was like, "Jesse, don't move. There's something huge on your." Whatever you think I'm gonna
I would
do.
freak out, yeah.
I look like this. It's metallic. And have you ever had like a bee in your ear
Yeah.
before?
And
That
then you
sound.
freak- yeah.
Imagine a beetle the size of this cup. And I'm like 7. So my initial reaction was, I flipped it over and I stepped on it. Like I couldn't
Oh,
help
wow.
it. When I tell you, no one cared about my life. Bitches came up
was
the
a
trees.
beetle.
They was like, oh my God, the beetle.
But had it been that 3-year-old,
You know what I mean? They would have
you think
shot
they
the
would've
beetle.
Would you have walked the beetle to be shot? That's the bigger
They
question.
would have
shot the
raided that
beetle,
bitch.
Well, damn.
so the moral of the story is when mom
Stay out
says
the damn zoo.
Stay out the damn zoo, and especially from
Watch
gorillas,
National Geographic.
and apparently cheetahs and whatever else.
Everything.
Because they will hunt your ass
They
down.
Hold
will
up,
hunt you
that
They will
down.
hunt you
is
down.
some shit though.
Well, I mean, them
I'm
kids
sorry,
were
my mouth
bogus.
is everywhere right now, but damn.
you know, whatever.
Hunted them down.
That's what they do.
Girl, I know, but I
Like,
didn't
you
think
can't.
like you were in a cage.
That's like, oh, okay, well, he found
But
his
what
way
I want
out
to
the
know is
cage.
were
That's
they
revenge.
walking
It's an
away
enclosure.
and didn't know that it was out, and then they were just chilling, going to get like cotton candy and all of a sudden.
That's a
just,
movie.
They had
just
gone around the
blow
block.
them down.
That is a
He's like, yo,
You know
let
what
me
I'm
holler
saying?
at
Like,
you for
you
a
at the
moment.
concession stand like out like a oh,
He's
damn.
like,
you know?
yo, let me holler at you for
what
a
was you
moment.
doing back then?
You were talking a whole bunch
Right.
of stuff when I was on the other side of the fence.
Think if you was
But now
standing
I'm
next
That's a
to
nice
Right.
chain you
But
got.
now I'm
Right.
yo, I like your chain.
No.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that's
Let me
some
hold that
serious
for
stuff.
No, I don't need to
I
see
ain't
it. I
messing
can
with
watch it on TV.
No, I'm good.
That's all I got.
I'm good.
I'm good to go.
All right. Well, I mean,
We're good. We're good.
No
good.
makeup
Or a
and
gorilla.
gorillas.
But congratulations on the work you're doing in conservation.
all the
at Cincinnati
memes.
Zoo.
So
But
all the memes.
are hysterical. Like they are going.
Yo,
in
did
it,
you
like
see the one with the gorilla getting in the car?
in the car? Like
Nice.
they shoot motherfuckers. They taking gorillas out today. So.
Yeah.
I'm so horrible.
Well, they were also saying that they feel that they did a study that more people would be willing to support the hashtag something with the gorilla. I don't remember
Yeah.
what the exact hashtag is versus Black
Lives
Lives
Matter.
And I was like, man, that's deep.
It's
That's some deep
disheartening.
stuff.
Boy,
Yeah.
I feel like this gorilla thing gonna be over next week. Like I can't.
No, I think you're gonna have a little like.
It might have a little.
because remember,
Because people get upset.
you're
Remember the
over
lion.
animals. So
Remember
that's
the
what I was about
lion?
to say. The dentist that.
Well, I'm sorry, the
parts of
dentist deserved that. But this is
Right,
a kid.
this
He's a
bit.
grown man.
Right.
He's a grown man. But
No, the dentist didn't. He just went and hunted the. Like he didn't have nothing. Nothing happened
it's
to him.
still shameful.
He shouldn't have been hunting.
How you gonna kill that? How you gonna look at that and be like, yo, I'm gonna kill that and put it on my wall? Like, come on.
I mean, it's definitely a sensitive subject, but you also have some other sensitive subjects that we're going to be
Well,
talking about.
sensitive, but learning about how to be more sensitive is what the kids in Wisconsin apparently are learning. Something I didn't know, the Department of Justice will step on in
Lots
because
of
they
cheese in
have
Wisconsin.
stepped in at West Tosha Central High School and they are implementing a racial sensitivity program
I like.
that they are calling Spirit. And basically, that's the high school I believe we talked about maybe a year ago that, kids were coming in doing presentations as Klan members. And
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's really
I know how
awkward.
I feel about it, but they came in dressed as Klan members. Lots of kids, biracial kids and things, were being taunted and called racial slurs constantly. Parents had come to the school to try to get some support from the school. The school wasn't really doing very much to change anything, and at some point they decided, I guess we can't handle this on our own, so they went to the DOJ. The DOJ has not released exactly what Spirit training is. But it is supposed to be a program that will be released next year. It will allow a certain ticketing for bullying incidences. They haven't given the details on what that exactly means. If it's a huge fine for families, is it just detention? I would assume it's probably going to be some kind of fine to the parents. They've instituted truancy issues with different schools across the country where parents are responsible if their kids are truant and that kind of thing. So I think they're trying to add the parents
like that.
another label. But
Yeah, I'm actually not mad at it.
I'm not mad at all. I was actually shocked. I didn't know
I'm
the DOJ
impressed as
could be a
people
part
are
of it.
stepping up to to teach racial sensitivity, because at the end of the day it's the conversation that needs to be had, and people, because there's so much. It's you heard about the school in Brentwood when they were just singing along to lyrics. people still need to be aware of why this is an issue. I know for a lot of people, if you think about it, if you're 16 years old, you've only known Bush as president and Obama. You've seen someone do it better. That was not the majority. You get what I'm saying? And so your narrative of understanding is different, so your sensitivities are going to be different. So you're going to flow in society according to that limited experience, whereas we're like, yo, you don't understand what it feels like to be not allowed to play here or be a part of this because of the color of your skin. You know,
that's a good point.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm glad we had you on today. You dropping some knowledge. Yeah, not just music, but knowledge.
Broke it down for us.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, with Tasha, good luck, because y'all definitely need to clean up out y'all school. Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, please get that out.
That don't make any sense. Okay, so another topic that's sort of a follow-up to a story we had previously done has sort of come back into our consciousness again.
Sorry,
over
I just
Twitter.
have to say this. I'm sorry. Did y'all, when you were younger, did they ever make you in school dress up like some people had dressed up like pilgrims and some people like Indians?
No.
Oh no, I dressed up as
I mean, we had to draw them and
from
stuff,
like
but
a long time ago.
Yeah. I think I was in
I was actually trying to dress up as Haydn, you know, the composer, the classical composer. No one knew
Nobody
who it
knew
was,
who
so
that
they
was.
just said, "Oh, you're George Washington." And I'm like, "Okay." Boom.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, there it
Sounds
is.
about right.
Trick or treat.
Sure.
Sorry, I just wanted to ask if that
Absolutely.
was like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Another racial sensitivity issue that
Yes, of
probably
course.
should be
Sorry.
addressed.
Back
He
on
was
track.
not Washington. Don't just assume because he was a white man with a hat on or what? Did you have powdery
It was a
hair?
wig. I
Did you
had
have
the wig on.
ponytail?
I tried really hard to give them
They
Haydn.
didn't even. Did you
They
bring
didn't try.
like
They didn't try.
sheet music?
Yeah,
or
that's why I had a conducting stick.
You had a stick. Well, what they think the stick
They were
was?
like, that was from
Yeah.
the cherry tree.
I see what you did there. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this.
Oh yes, of course. So,
Oh, that thing.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, so
Feminism.
we're gonna talk about feminism. So last year there was or actually earlier this year I think it was, there was a hashtag going around on Twitter called Unfair and Lovely, and it was started by a Sri Lankan girl named Pax Jones, and she was addressing the idea that you don't have to be, as a woman of color, you can also be a darker skinned woman of color and still be lovely. So she also tweeted at that time the following tweet. She said, quote, "I love Amanda and Zendaya, but are we going to acknowledge that the lack of young black feminism is, that the face of young black feminism is the light-skinned biracial aesthetic." So like people were tweeting sort of around that a little bit back in January, but it sort of like came back to light I don't know if somebody just decided to retweet it and then it just got an onslaught of like tweeting again and it was trending again in the last week or so. And there's been quite a few articles and blogs written over the last week sort of discussing this idea that yes, we are excited that young feminism and we're celebrating people like Amanda Stenberg and Zendaya who have said these amazing things and come out with these amazing sort of addressing issues of women of color in regards to culture and cultural appropriation and all these things. But why is it that the face of feminism, black feminism in this country, is always fair and or biracial, which is not new because even in the 70s with Angela Davis and Bell Hooks, as they've come along, all of these women who are sort of staples in the feminist of women of color community, they are often light-skinned, fair eyes, fair skin, curly-haired individuals. And then people started quoting how they tried to look for the brown-skinned, dark-skinned girls that are actually saying similar things but not getting the same platform. And one blog even addressed like, well, you know, Zendaya and Amanda obviously are in film and they're doing things, so they're on a bigger platform, but are there no brown-skinned girls like in entertainment that are saying the same thing?
Keke Palmer.
Well, that's the thing. Keke Palmer, yes, but in comparison, in terms of the attention that they've gotten, and that's been equated to like magazine covers and coverage and other articles, everybody's quoting
And
those
Keke
girls
gets
and not
slammed
Keke.
a lot. Like
She
Keke
does.
gets slammed for like they'd be like, "Oh, she woke up looking at me. She looked like someone's auntie."
Well,
They'd be
especially
talking about how
the
ashy.
Instagram that she just had a couple
Yeah,
weeks
and I'm
ago.
like, but you don't never see that for Zendaya. Zendaya's like,
It has been done. It's just Zendaya's. I guess I don't know why I'm saying this term, the clapback, but her clapbacks aren't as let me, set you right. She kind of comes from a different manner where sometimes Keke, who I dig Keke, but I would still think certain people are, in order to get to be able to play the game, you have to understand the rules of the game.
Right.
And it's a way in which you approach certain things in order to get there. So if Kiki's coming, with, because she's she's straight. She's got that street thing. Yeah. And she comes like that when she claps back or when she talks and stuff like that. And certain people are like, I don't think that's how I want you to represent the articulated black female.
If we were talking about Azealia Banks, I would agree with that, but Kiki doesn't do that.
But she does.
I'm glad you brought that. She does. However,
Azalea is a.
Azalea doesn't even get to be in this category. Like
she doesn't. Her facts aren't always 100% facts.
Well, we're not even. Azalea's not even on the list at this point. But in regards to Kiki, the thing that's interesting that you even brought that up is that the thing that sort of comes along with it, and somebody actually tweeted about this in response to the Twitter situation by saying that if you are just black or a brown girl, you come across as mad. And that's what people take from Kiki, that you just mad, you sassing people, and you got an attitude and you rolling your neck. But Zendaya has clapped back many a time just as scathingly as Kiki has, but she does not get the same attitude. I don't know if it's as scathingly,
because remember Rudy Huxtable, that my Keisha Knight, she's married now, but she had a way I know what you do, Keisha Knight Pulliam. She had a way of responding that did not present the stereotype. I'm not saying anything is wrong with how Kiki chooses to do. I'm just letting you know that's how society goes. You have to move according to a certain rubric in order for them to accept you to be able to speak on the platform in that manner. But we get people like Amber Riley. She's spoken out and she's done a great job at doing it because she defies all of the odds. Like she just breaks all the rules by being a big girl. She's outspoken. Yeah, outspoken and all that stuff. Yeah. She's spoken. I think,
but she's still, nobody even checks she for her. Doesn't. Nobody's putting her on the same level as Amanda.
Get a retweet from Amber Riley. I got some, and the world changed for me.
Yeah, but there's so many things. But what is she?
But we're talking about in the broader perspective of like what is Huffington Post quoting? What is the mainstream magazine putting it on? They're not doing it with Amber Riley.
Who is Zendaya?
She's an actress. She was a Disney star.
Right, but
she's a Disney star.
And she's supposed to play
Kiki,
but I'll also say this. I'll also say this.
No, I know. I'll also say this. Light skin, we care more.
It would be inconsiderate for me not to acknowledge Kiki does have a pretty dynamic platform and has done a lot for speaking on girl empowerment, black girl empowerment, black empowerment. So she has utilized her platform a great deal. I'm only speaking to what is generally going to be the thing that people are going to welcome to the main stage, and that's really the concern, the issue at hand. Why is it that those are the ones that
it's acceptable coming from them, but we won't take it coming?
But when you had Zendaya, I remember seeing a response when she hit back at Juliana Rancic. She came with facts from history.
She killed it.
I've not seen too many others, and I'm not even saying light skin or dark skin.
Well, the others stay quiet.
Right, the others
they're quiet.
Yeah,
are they quiet, or do they just not get the attention? Therefore, you don't know that it's happening, because they were just talking about Jessica Williams, who's on the Daily Show, is amazing and says amazing. She presents herself phenomenally every single time, and her perspective is on point all the time. Ain't nobody checking for Jessica. Do y'all even know who she is? No,
I mean,
because the media is not perpetuating that, because we perpetuate it.
I love water.
I've seen her.
I love water so much, and so Jessica freaking rocks. Wherever she is, I'm sure she's rocking it. No, I mean, and more power to you, sister, for holding it down. Where's the camera?
Oh, the life we live.
She's holding it out. But
no, it's unfortunate that that's how it works. But at the end of the day, when you don't have the platform, you've got to unfortunately come 2 times stronger than the person that does have the platform. So if you're going to, if you're,
well, what if you have the platform and you're coming the same, but you still aren't?
That's what I'm saying.
That credit.
Kiki got her own talk show.
Kiki had her she has a platform.
But do you think that if what happened to Zendaya happened to Kiki, that it would not have been picked up the same way?
No,
absolutely not.
I think it would.
I think it would. We would have been talking about it, but it wouldn't have been a broad, like, oh my God.
Not because she's connected with Disney. I think because she's connected with Disney.
No, I don't buy that at all for a second.
You know, Kiki has a lot of power.
She's got a lot of following.
She has a lot of following.
If Juliana Rancic had said something about Kiki Palmer, nobody would have given 2 shits.
No, if Juliana Rancic said it about Kiki,
It just would've been a black
I think
thing.
it would have really. It probably would have hit her a lot harder.
That's what I think. That's what I think too.
Now you're talking beyond the biracial.
You're talking brown skin chocolate sister. You about to get real shut down for real.
That's what I
She
think.
would have been
wanna
shut
see
down
that.
by
I think
black
so.
people and BET, but all the offense that was broad spread and how Zendaya is embraced by the. She's
I don't
like the
think she
Hollywood
was as
golden
embraced
child.
at that time.
Yes,
I think the
she's-
Juliana thing
in
is
the
what
fashion
kicked it
world
off for
and
her.
Hollywood. Zendaya has been
No, now.
No.
She
When
wasn't
she was on
making
that
di-
red carpet, that's
movie
why it was
has
such a
Zendaya
big
been in?
deal.
No, that listen.
she's supposed to be in Aaliyah's
They
movie,
made
but
fun of how
she wasn't.
they made fun of how
But I
she
can't
dressed
remember
and
what
how
her
her dreads looked.
They made fun of the dreads.
She's now that what it did. She flipped it around. It catapulted her career all the more because she was able to have the conversation, and some people did the fighting for her. Like people were speaking up, and then she came and addressed it later. But at the end of the day, her career, nobody was saying she's a fashion icon. She was the most beautiful.
Honey, she was already okay.
Yeah,
the fact that she was even on Fashion Police is proof that she was already in that circle. So the fact that there were that,
And that's where my question is, who is Zendaya?
I'm not saying her
Because
career didn't
have y'all
elevate
seen
from
Shake It
that.
Up, Casey Undercover?
Yes, I
like,
have.
for these adults to be worried
Yeah,
about
but she
this
got a
girl.
lot of burn when she was supposed to play Aaliyah, and then she backed out of the project. There was a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. She got a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
of
that's
pub
true,
off of
that's
that.
true.
And people were checking for her a little bit more during that time period.
Oh yeah, because
But I'll
pretty.
just say there's a lot of beautiful brown skin, and I love brown skin women that are on the rise. That I just challenge all of them, any of them watching. Honor the platform and make certain that when you speak, you are informed, so that no one can say you're wrong.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Keep it up.
That's the
seeing
That's the way to end that topic.
Yeah.
because that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
There you go. And I'm sweating now. So let's
Me too.
All right. Okay.
So I guess we should
you're
start about
sweating.
roots.
I guess
Yeah, okay, we're gonna move on to our
gonna
EUR
move
Web
on.
Story Spotlight of the Week.
No, all right.
All right, no music today. I'm gonna do it
18
again, a little remix. EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
What does that stand for?
Web story.
I know EUR Web is like, I always see it on the red carpet.
Yeah.
But what does it stand for?
Electronic Urban Report.
Yeah, Electronic Urban
So
Report.
proud of you.
Yes.
See,
She would've won
brown
the spelling
skin
bee.
and informed.
She
But
would
then
have
I'm
won the spelling bee.
angry
No, but-
when I say
no.
stuff.
You're not
because y'all don't wanna-
Are we gonna
Who calls you
close
angry?
this?
You call me angry all the time, and I roll my eyes and say, "Yep, I'm angry because y'all f***ing stupid."
And I'm sitting over here like, well, girl, I hope you knew our affiliate.
All right. Well,
Like, could you have imagined if he really stumped us on that one? Like,
We
what
were
is
like,
EUR
wait,
stand like?
Did I get it
I'll
wrong?
wait.
right. Listen,
Hold on, let me
we'll
go
be on
over
our
it.
phone.
Check my
Google it.
bank account.
We'll
It stands
Google it
for-
real quick. Google it real quick.
I'm like,
All
wait,
right.
did I
So,
say it
of course, we've been talking about Prince and his untimely death last
Yes.
month on April 21st. Today, they actually reported in the toxicology report? Toxicology report that his cause of death, which we have kind of talked about this a little bit, was an overdose on opioid. And, there's two parts to this. The first part is I'm actually glad that we found out finally what the cause was, because there has been so many speculations on the cause of his death and what's been going on. And it's unfortunate that I feel like out of all the things, they say that he lived a very healthy lifestyle, and the people that he surrounded himself with, he wanted them to live a healthy lifestyle, that this is the way he went out. But the report says that he actually started off with an addiction a few years ago, Percocet. And then it kind of led into this, and they said that actually the doctor who found him was supposed to be kind of meeting with him the next day to give them an evaluation on his addiction, to see if there was something that they could do. Maybe they need to put him in rehab. So life is just crazy how it kind of happens, and what happened with him. What do you guys think about this story? Are you surprised by this being the cause, or because like I said, you look at every magazine cover, there's been so many different reports.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was the painkillers immediately. But I just want to say, y'all, leave the painkillers alone. Like, if you can get through it without them, like, they are so strong. Like, they are so strong, and they are easily addicted.
Yeah.
They're very easily addictive. I remember having a show in Santa Monica, and it was like an out-of-body experience with the song, and I like went for it. I gave it everything, was dancing, just everything. And literally while I was in the space, like I said, it was out of body. I leave and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, can we talk with you? Can we take a picture?" And I turn around and my back. Like literally, I was like, I don't know what just happened, but I can't move right now. And it was the most excruciating pain that I had ever experienced. Couldn't get up or whatever. And I called every single chiropractor that I could possibly get into. So I get to the chiropractor, and you know, you get the pain medication. I then, at that moment, it was like a weird flash of like James Brown, of Michael Jackson. I understand how you can get addicted to painkillers, especially when you are giving people shows after shows. If you're having to deal with people and everywhere you go, you can't just go to the doctor for the common cold type stuff without the media being in it. So you pop a painkiller, just keep it moving, keep it moving. So I can actually see how one can get addicted because I knew how much pain I was in just from that one show. Yeah. And I'm like, if these jokers do it every single day, I'm sure it's like drinking water now for them.
Well, I mean, think about it like this too. Prince had a career of 30 years where he was wearing heels and jumping off pianos and doing splits and all kinds. And then he had the hip replacement surgery. His body was probably super aching. I ached for him. You know what I mean? And so it's just all around.
When you threw in heels, it kind of made it less of a serious. You said you think about it. He had on heels.
That's how I led.
And then you said hip, and it just.
And then after that, you just.
I want to be serious.
Right.
Okay.
But
my thing is like, this is why.
Now you're making me not be serious, and you know how I get with Prince, so I got to be serious.
Yes. We love
it.
Prince.
It is a serious thing.
No, it's a serious thing.
Marijuana should be legal because there is a strain for everything, y'all. You got a back problem, you smoke some sativa, you be like. I'm just saying.
I mean, that's a good point.
I actually haven't gotten hip to that yet.
But like, we have to look at the fact that somebody that was obviously trying to, do their best to be healthy and do all of this can still just as easily be addicted to it and not have a way of, once you're addicted, getting out of it is that much more difficult. Yeah. And we're okay with FDA approving these drugs to be given out to people on a regular basis, all day, every day.
That over-medicating, probably.
Medical marijuana, I promise you, it is the most magical experience.
Look at Major's face.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
Look at Major's face.
Me and Whoopi Goldberg, Whoopi, when you need a sponsor, hey.
But that's real. There are other methods of managing pain, but somehow our doctors want to just feed us opioids like it's no big deal.
It's
and
greed.
It's a huge deal. And that's exactly what it is.
And this is being looked at as a criminal investigation because they're trying to figure out who exactly gave him all these prescriptions. And the drug was found on him and at his house, which was Paisley Park. So this is going to be interesting to see where this kind of all unveils as well in that regard because they're looking at the doctor. They haven't said much yet, but. It's true.
What a legacy, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like you can't think of Prince without thinking artistry at its utmost. It's the standard, the bar raised and raised and raised. Like that was a legacy, and that's why we're talking about it. So. Kudos to his legacy being the platform to speak on something that's hurting so many people across the world.
Because for Prince, there's millions of people out there that are taking those pills every day just to get through because of chronic pain.
Hopefully his family will also use that as the platform to continue to talk about it because I don't know because right now they're too busy fighting on who's going to get that $350 million.
Maybe his sister should step up.
But then again, he is light-skinned. Are we okay with that?
He's a man. The standard is
different. Okay, I'm just saying. Are we okay with that?
He is biracial.
I mean, he's not brown.
He's not brown. All right, but.
I'm gonna let you have it. We just gonna think about what.
Well, you spoke about Brown, so this is a nice safe way into this. Roots miniseries just premiered this week,
and
I had a lot of brown.
Because it's brown.
No,
okay.
See, you took
just
it
gotta
there.
go now. We gotta talk
I was talking about just brown folks. And you had to take it to that.
No, you took it there. I heard it.
I said brown folks. Don't be getting on her side. Shut up. So anyway, you guys are so messed up.
It's incredible.
The miniseries premiered this week, and they say that they designed this for the millennials to give them knowledge on what happened because the original one came out in 1977. Mm-hmm. So the viewers came in at 5.3 million.
Yes.
They said this actually was a tad bit low than what they expected. I mean, it premiered on A&E, History Channel, and Lifetime, and they were saying saying that one of the major causes that they think it was so low is because there was Game 7 of the NBA Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, I mean, it was
only the West Coast was able to see it when it came on.
Yeah. And so, but I think they're comparing
another 3 million on Lifetime.
They did. They said like 2 to 3 million on Lifetime
like
still,
8 million.
and it's going through to tonight. I think tonight is the last part of it. But you know, they were also saying, I think they're comparing it to what the original was, because the original said broke every television record out there.
But there were two channels then.
They had 2 channels then. You're right.
Also, we're not, but we don't have event television anymore.
No, we don't have event television, but they were putting it in perspective. You know, they said that it beat out like Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days during those times, which were drawing in huge numbers. So they said that this one, or they said the 1977 Roots came in at 51.1% of all the American household televisions for ABC.
That's not a fair comparison.
I know. And it was literally
3 channels.
It was 3 channels, and it was a different event.
And you have to consider that publicity was not as strong. We didn't know, like we heard about it, but it wasn't. I'm confident that when they talked about Roots back then, that was probably talked about that in every single neighborhood. Oh my gosh, they're about to talk about. They're going to do this movie called Roots. Is about slavery and heroism and things like that. Like I was impressed with the work of art. It was the acting is brilliant. The relationship between Fiddler and Kunta. Yeah. That's Forrest Whitaker played Fiddler. I don't know if you got a chance to see it yet. I don't know why I asked. I
understand.
Did you actually watch it?
I'm starting to catch
you were real focused.
Your brain, where your brain be going?
You were real focused on a non-brown person on the panel. Right. That's all I got to say. He didn't even blink though.
He was like this.
He tried to smooth into it real slow though. Like he was like this. But you did watch it though, right?
Because I don't. This is a Black Hollywood Live, and I don't know if you watched it yet, but at the end of the day,
sitting here.
No, seriously, it is when you get a chance, if you haven't. Because I haven't seen second, third, or fourth. I
only saw the first one. Yeah.
I only saw the first.
Brilliant. You would be if you once you see it is brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Yeah, I wanted to let you. I wanted you to let him be.
I would actually like to know the numbers of what races actually watched it.
Well, they didn't show that, and I want to know
real demographic data.
I want to see that, and because they didn't show that on what I was looking at, and they didn't show the age group like millennials, because I want to know if it really did do as well with the millennials that they wanted.
Because they put it on History Channel and Lifetime, and it's for millennials. Most millennials I know don't have cable,
or don't watch the History Channel,
and watching it.
Maybe Lifetime.
Maybe Lifetime, but you don't generally have cable. A lot of people don't have cable anymore.
That's why they included like T.I. in the film and some of these younger actors and things like that, because they felt it would draw in some of that conversation. Yeah. But I was on online, and Baller Alert was they highlighted a post that Terrence J clapped back at. He was like, it was Mad One, whatever. He says, another fake A slave movie wasn't Underground enough, which Underground is amazing.
Underground is brilliant.
Shout out.
I wasn't on Team Underground
to Anthony Hemingway and the cast. Brilliant. It wasn't Underground enough. Slaves talking like hip hoppers, teeth good, clothes clean, and let's keep it 100. You can't remake Roots. No way. Just show the original one.
Terrence
J. No.
It wasn't Terrence.
I'm about to help you. We're about to like him. We're gonna like him. Watch this is what he says. He says, have you seen the remake? How can you comment on something you haven't watched? The original came out in 1977. How many songs, movies, TV shows have been remade for younger generations? Are you mad that Batman, Spider-Man, Transformers keep getting remakes? Do you hate when classic older songs get sampled? Roots is a story about our history. It's about a warrior, not a slave. He became enslaved and never gave up his identity or pride. We should all be supporting this and telling young people that have never seen it to watch and have dialogue. The story is reimagined, shot with technological advances, and is one story of the many told that captures a piece of who we are. Let's never forget that. Let's stop hating on something you haven't even watched. Amen. I got love for you, whoever you are. I'm going back to the pool now. Happy Memorial.
So wait, Snoop Dogg said the first one?
No, it wasn't Snoop. It was Mad One.
Snoop had the same attitude.
I'm like, no one got mad at the Jungle Book remake. Like, no one was saying shit. Y'all went out and said
exactly. Yeah. That's a good point. But at the end of the day, we the younger generation, which I would even say our generation, we didn't see Kunta necessarily as a hero. We saw it just as a slave.
Right.
Most of us, until we got educated on the story more.
Right.
Because how many of us were like, "What's your name, boy?" Kunta Kinte. We used to do. We played that and joking around,
Right.
and
No,
now
you're right.
we don't realize that was one of the most heroic acts at the time, to be beaten for minutes straight with a whip, your flesh, and holding on to the pride of your name and who
It's some serious stuff.
where you come from. That's power.
It's power.
You know. So yeah.
Crazy,
And they have
but you
some
can put
new-
that in the Passion of the Christ and look at it as Jesus and put him as a hero.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you, but I don't know where else you're trying to go, because I'm actually totally with you on that. That's really
That's
good.
where I was going. I'm
Okay,
just
you'll
saying
leave it
we
there.
can look at him as a, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, where are you going to
I don't
go
know.
with that?
No,
I don't know what's going on between
I
you
just
two.
think you're brilliant. I just think you're brilliant.
I think I'm
Just this white boy on this black network.
All right.
Shit.
You're not white.
You're
So
Puerto Rican.
Don't tell Major.
don't tell Major though. We come in all shades, Major.
I'm going to hit up Ancestry.com and find out what the fuck you want.
Why? We be cousins.
Y'all be cousins, right.
First cousins.
You guys will be cousins. All right. Well,
He from
you know
northern
what?
Greece.
If you haven't caught it, make sure you
Actually, he's
catch
from
up.
Turkey.
You stupid. Catch up on everything tonight
Oh my
for the Roots remake. Catch up from the beginning, because it is definitely something that everyone
Check
should
it
be
out.
watching.
Shout out to Will Packer.
Shout out to
did
Will
that.
Packer, who keeps doing it big. I just want to mention this as well, because we're going to conclude very shortly. But Jamie Foxx has got a new comedy pilot that's going to be picked up by Showtime. It's called White Famous, and it is about the focus of a talented African-American comedian whose star is rising and forcing him to navigate the treacherous world of maintaining his credibility as being a crossover comedian in this white world, as they call it.
Hollywood-driven, yeah.
So it's called White Famous. So it's supposed to be coming out. I think it just got picked up. So I guess they just ordered it. So I guess by the end of the year we may see some things with it. So shout out to Jamie Foxx.
I'm not mad
Fox.
at that.
Get that.
Talk about it.
I'm not mad at that.
Because that's a different type of famous.
That is a
Yes,
It's
different
one thing to be famous amongst just black Hollywood
Absolutely.
or your culture of Hollywood, but that white Hollywood,
over.
that
That's
main,
Major. And then he also
Hey, I see what you did there.
You like that? So he's the EP, and then the creator of Californication is
on
Tom Kapanos is also teamed up with him for it. So it should be great.
It's gonna be a good
It's gonna be
one.
good. All right, we have to go, but before we do, we want to just talk to Major really quickly about this whole thing you got going on, man.
Thanks,
I mean,
boss.
you are getting a lot of pub. I mean, they're calling you the next hottest thing that's out there. So is there a lot of pressure to be labeled a genius? Because I keep seeing the word genius. Musical genius.
That's what they
around you.
saying.
That's what I was saying. And here's the thing, there's only a few people who get the musical genius title. Prince being one of them, Michael Jackson was another. How do you feel about being in that same category on the rise?
Well, and I'm chocolate.
And you're chocolate.
But you know what? Honestly, it's humbling and it's an honor. I've put my everything. I've studied music for many years, classically, jazz. I did a program with Juilliard. Went to Berklee College of Music, performing arts schools. I give it my everything, and I give it the truth of my everything. So I'm just honored that people are receiving it. 2 songs, 2 videos from my upcoming EP, Why I Love You and Keep On. Both of them are taking wings. I just heard that it's getting love on XM radio already, and we're not even. It's not even supposed to be launched on radio until the 6th. So obviously they took a liking to it before the go time, and I'm honored. iTunes had me as a hot new artist.
Yeah, you were a button.
I was like,
you were a
on the
button.
What,
I saw
baby?
you. You were a button.
There.
Yo, mama, we doing now. Listen, I ain't famous yet, ain't rich yet. So just in case all those ninjas from back home that are calling me at random, you know who you are. I'm not rich yet, so don't expect to get your rent paid by Major just yet. All right?
I like that. You threw that just yet.
That's
in.
just
You
open
leave
for
it
one
hope.
day.
Yeah, you gotta
Leave
help
it
the
hope.
village out.
Leave
You
it
gotta
hope.
help the village
What
out.
village
when
you from?
can.
Because I'm
Right.
Yeah.
What do you feel is
Write that
missing
down.
from music today?
I don't think it's missing. I think that fewer people are giving truth. Fewer people are speaking to the hope of the land and the hope of being better together. And I want to be one of the frontmen that actually steps up to the plate to give people a conversation that will challenge them to do and be better. Okay. So that's what I think is happening. I don't think I'm reinventing anything, but I definitely think what I'm getting is I'm a breath of fresh air because it's finally. They call Yahoo Music said I was a hope dealer of the mainstream. I'm on the rise, bringing that inspiration back to mainstream, and that's all I want to be able to do. We had some fun on this. You got a dose of my dealings of hope.
I see where the lyric comes from. You know what I'm saying? You deep up in there behind that hat.
Yeah. You know the Gorin Brothers. You like this? You like this?
Very nice.
I guess we're Gorin Brothers.
My sister Aisha Hines bought this for me. She's doing that new Fox show with Tristan Wilds. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay.
And then also, who inspires you? I mean, you were talking about inspiration. Like, who are
well, you talked about it. Michael inspires me tremendously because he could have sang about anything he wanted to, but he sang about the stuff that challenged people to do better, you know, and Prince for his artistry and the Rat Pack, Nat King Cole, James Brown, but now the artists of today that I'm just totally just inspired by, Bruno, John Legend, like those jokers are some strong
Those are
dudes.
the next
like,
Stevie Wonders of the generation.
Miguel, like Beyonce, you know, that's from my hometown. I watched Beyonce, you know, build to where she is, and it's so inspiring to see all of that. So yeah.
Oh, there's hope.
And where can people find your records and your albums?
We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on everything. You can find "This Is Why I Love You." You can find that on iTunes. You know, climbing up the charts. And you can nowthat'smajor.com. Y'all, can y'all say that?
Major.
Now That's Major.
Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Nowthat'smajor.com.
See,
we sound good.
See, we're better together. And there it is. I inspire the people to sing. And so you can find me on Now That's Major on everything, Twitter's, Instagram, and I engage. I talk back. I want to grow with you, and I just thank y'all for this opportunity. This is live. Like y'all cool. Can I come back at some point?
Well,
Actually, I think you're coming next week to our music
Wednesday,
show.
He'll be on Black Hollywood.
You're going to be on Black Hollywood Live.
Hey,
Shout out to Akita, who keeps you working.
That Keita Pub, that Monique Jackson, they those some hard working sisters.
With this white boy right here, and so what I'm gonna put out here for the fans.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna put out there for the fans. I feel like next week I would really enjoy if you would prepare something for us in the studio.
Live.
Oh, we got a little
Studio
challenge.
Live, honey.
Let's do it.
All freaking day. Yo, I've been wanting to do a live radio performance.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's go.
All right.
All
Let's
right.
go.
So, and we got your Instagram on there and all the social
Now
media.
That's Major. Now That's Major.
That's
Check it out.
Major.
Download those videos too.
Thank y'all,
Jesse,
please.
Everywhere, DJ Jesse J.
Courtney Stewart.
I'm everywhere at Stuart Starlet.
You can find me everywhere at Dario Kristen, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the fun stuff. We will see you next week, and check out Major on Black Hollywood Live's The Beat on Wednesday. I don't know
Now
that date,
That's
but next
Major.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Hey,
Hey, have a great weekend.
this is great.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.